Okay, so here we are at 1867 Prairie Lane in Muscatine, which is just up the road from Montpelier. And we're going to be going through this and hopefully providing some decent details so you can make a good decision on this. I'm going to expand out a little bit so that you can see more features. This is the entry foyer. And you can see we've got a side light there, and then I'm just going to pan around here. So now I'm standing with my back to the entry door. Immediately to my left is the access to the garage, three-car garage. And then we have the ceramic tiled entry and coat closet, I believe. Yeah, and I'll show you some of the detail on this. And I'm glad I opened those doors because there's the Murray panel. And this is, as you can see, a 200 amp breaker main, 200 amp main. It is very well labeled, so I think that's a plus. So those are a couple of features here just from the entry. And this is basically what they would call a side split. So what that means is, now we talked about immediately to the left, immediately to the right is the access to the upstairs and the access to the downstairs. So what we're going to do is go upstairs first. And these are wood steps or some kind of laminate on the steps, I should say. Carpeted living room floor. Lots of natural light up here. And I'm just going to pan around. There's the driveway, which is paved, but the access road, which is Yellow Avenue, is gravel. And way off in the distance there, and I'm going to pull in closer a little bit here. You can see the Mississippi River off in the distance. So that's always kind of a nice deal to be able to see that. It's a resource we really enjoy around here. Now I've immediately turned to my left, and there's the dinette area and then the kitchen. And the kitchen has updated shelving and all that good stuff. And normally I do not like a house that's got the kitchen in the front. But in this case, I think one can deal with it, because you've got sliders that access a decent sized deck, and then you've got good and it looks like it's some form of composite, or it was wood that was covered with some form of composite on the decking. But you've got good access to the rear yard that way. And we're going to be going outside for the next video. Now on this cabinetry, these are solid surface. I don't know what kind of counters they are. They're not very thick. But I can tell you that the ones I tested are dovetailed. They are, I'll show you the construction there. They're full extension, which I like. And they are the soft close. And then I just want to take a quick look up here. We've got 3/4 inch shelving. I don't know if these are your cup of tea. I think they're really nice looking cabinets. And then the light fixtures have been changed out too. So the kitchen has been updated. I just want to check their dishwasher is not a stainless steel interior. We have a stainless steel sink, and we do have a disposal, which I kind of have a problem with because you're on septic out here. I don't think a septic and a disposal are a good match. We have a gas range. It is not convection. And then, of course, we have the built-in microwave and the refrigerator here. So basically, we've got, it's kind of an open concept in that respect, because you've got the living room, and then you've got the dinette area, and then, of course, the kitchen. So we're going to walk down the hallway here. There's 3 bedrooms and a bath. So the first thing I'm going to take you through is the bath on the main level. This bath has been updated as far as the vanity and the sink. It's an elevated vanity, full extension again, soft close drawers there. And then we have our tub shower. And I don't know if this is new, but this is a form of ceramic for the surround. I think that may be the original tub. And it could be the original stool too. The only thing I find interesting is that the handle is a different color. That's just me being me. I would probably switch that out. Now we're into the bedrooms, and first bedroom we've got, you'll notice we've got a traverse window in here, and we've actually got pretty good wall space that would accommodate a queen. And then we've got bifold closet doors, and then we'll walk down to the next one, and again, actually, this is really a decent-sized bedroom because that wall would accommodate a king. Of course, here's our closet with bifold doors. And this wall, I really think, would accommodate a king also. And they've got really nice baseboard trim that has been put in. Hollow core doors. I just want to check this other bedroom again. Yeah, that's all the bedrooms have this really nice trim. Now, some people might prefer white, but I think it's nice looking as far as that goes. Here's the master bedroom. Master bedroom has some pretty good size. All of these windows are traverse windows, and I'm unsure what type of windows they are, but they look like not the original windows, since this thing was built in 1978. But your best wall is probably here, and actually with the windows being elevated a little bit, you could probably place your bed right under the window if you chose. If you chose to go another direction, you could put your king size bed here if you chose. And of course, we've got a ceiling fan here. And I want to check and make sure if we've got ceiling fans in 2. And then we do have a light fixture here where a ceiling fan could be installed. Now, from this back bedroom, I'm just going to give you a quick view. And like I say, we're going to be going outside here directly. But you can. The listing says the lot goes beyond the fence. So I don't know how we'd be able to tell that, but it is a black chain link fence, which I like because I think it just kind of it disappears so you can see the landscaping behind. I do like this little structure they've got out here for cookouts and things like that. And we'll look at some more detail in that yard when we get outside. So now I'm going to take you down into the basement. And this has got, it's some form of, I hope they have some vinyl. It looks like a luxury vinyl planking type of flooring. And then again, this feels more like vinyl. Over there, that felt more like possibly it could have been wood, but maybe some form of composite. But then, of course, you can see the accent wall that they've got. Now, when you guys look at this online, it was all virtually staged. So now it is not. Here we have a ceiling that's a suspended ceiling, and they put the fancy panels in. And we've got supply here, and we've got some recessed lighting in here. So we've got 6 recessed lights, a center light fixture, it looks like right here. And then we've got 2 supply areas. And we've got, I just want to double check here. No, I thought we don't have a return, cold air return that's functional, but they do have this little thing down here that just opens to the other area there. But bottom line is, in the wintertime, this would probably be a little chilly. That's the main thing you need to be aware of, because the heat would probably have a tendency to lay up against the ceiling. Here's their second bath, and it's a 3/4 bath, or in our MLS we have to call it a full bath, but I call it a 3/4. And so we've got a fiberglass shower system. We have the stool, and of course we have a pedestal sink, and then we've got some cabinet storage here. And I do just want to take a quick look. Not seeing anything that's scaring me as far as that goes. So let's go back into the other part of the basement. And what is kind of nice, sometimes in these side splits you can finish yourself out of storage. This has a really nice setup for as far as storage goes. And again, these are traverse windows down here. I would call these daylight windows, because you can see out. If you go up to the window up close, you can see the yard from there. So there are daylight windows back here. So that's kind of what they've got going on. And over here in the finished part, they're not nearly as daylight, but that's because I'm probably challenged height-wise. So anyway, we've got concrete floor. They have painted this floor at one point. The support posts are where they should go, so I like that. We also have a drain tile system in here, and you'll notice that the concrete is different, so they did drain tile this. And they said they've got a warranty, which who knows. And then they have this set up here as far as for wiring, and they've got, and when we step behind these panels here, I'll show you that in a little more detail. These white things, this is what they do when they drain tile these basements, because behind that, it would be my guess that there'd be some kind of a crack that allows moisture penetration. And this is designed to work that moisture penetration into the drain tile below. And these panels, they do not develop mold from what I've been told. But that's one fix that they'll do on these foundations. I'm just going to pan around real quick here too, so I don't want to get too rammy here. So they do have a water system, water softener here. They have a water heater that is that's a gas water heater. And then we have a high efficiency furnace. And I'm not sure of the date on this. It says 2007, new furnace, Ogden air conditioning and heating. We've got our laundry set up here, and it's got a tub, and it is going into the septic below. You see that down there. So they didn't jury rig it as far as that goes. And then this is set up from the bathroom. So both of those, I'm thinking, are probably natural gas, unless I see an LP tank out there, and certainly I will let you know on that. Now we're drain tiled over here, and actually here's where the sump pump is. And this is a sump pump, not an ejection pit. And there's a difference, because the ejection pit has something to do with the septic and or sewer. This has to do with subgrade water, and we are discharging out the back of the house here. And it looks like they've got some form of security system here. And again, they did that same process with this wall in two different places. And this is where the well is coming in, and this is a shared well. This is an issue, and I'm just being picky. In these outlying areas, you see this stuff all the time, but it doesn't mean it's safe. But they've got all this wiring laid up here on these hooks, and really, this ought to be in some form of conduit just to be safe. And then on this one, where they've got this thing of different things you can plug in, this thing is exposed also. And really, it should be in conduit. Is it the end of the world? I don't want to make a huge deal about it, but that is what they prefer. And the thing that they always say about the wiring that I had always heard from some of the electricians I've talked to, when you see something like this, as you see how the wires are going into the joist, and these wires are under the joist, that's because they were lazy. They should have run them through the joist. And then that way you could have put a cover over it so people can't hang their clothes on it. And I'm telling you, they do. I've seen it a lot of times. Now this is where it looks like the main septic would be. So this would be out the back, and it's going down in here. So this thing must be a gravity system of some sort. And I'm going to want to look see if we can see any idea out there. They might have a gravity-fed sand filter system, and if they do, I think that's good. I don't know if there's enough pitch on that to find it, but what it's telling you is that septic system is deep enough, or the terrain allows gravity instead of having to have an ejector pit and eject it into the septic. They pumped it in January of this year, and so that's good, but they didn't say anything about whether they had an inspection. And in the state of Iowa, they have a time of transfer requirement, and it's got to pass. That is not a code inspection. What the state of Iowa wants is to make sure that they're not throwing any septic discharge into our groundwater system. So that's why they have to have a certified inspector do it. You can ask an inspector, you can ask the seller to pay for that inspection, because they can't sell unless they transfer that way. Or you can pay for the inspection yourself. That way you get to choose who's going to do it. Frankly, it wouldn't, for me, I would want to have the seller pay for it, because if for some reason the deal doesn't come together, at least you're in a position, the seller's in a position where they can use that again. All right, so that's all I've got inside here, and we'll be heading outside and then go from there.